Happy New Year, everyone! I decided to go out on the most foggy day ever. It's 3 p.m. and there's so much fog. So maybe not the best scenario to shoot a YouTube video, but I felt like it. And obviously it's the best time of the year where we reflect and reset and get ready for the new one. Today I want to share why setting goals is important, and I'll share also my. If you're anything like me, you possibly set some goals in the past only to see them fading out in February. But it doesn't have to be that way. So today I'm going to share why setting goals is important, how to make them stick, and my own wildlife photography goals for the year. First of all, why setting goals? Why should we bother when life is so unpredictable? I believe goals are super important because they give us direction and a sense of purpose. Without them, it's common to just wander around. We hope things will work out eventually, but with clear goals, we know what we want to achieve, so it's far easier to get there. A goal is like a roadmap, but it's not enough to say, I want to become a better photographer, I want to take nice photos, or I want to improve my skills. That's way too general. We need something more concrete to work towards, and this is where SMART goals come in hand. SMART goals are a powerful tool to help us achieve what we want, and here's how it works. S is for specific. You want to know exactly what you want to achieve. M is for measurable. You have to be able to track your progress. A is for achievable. You want to make sure that your goal is within your reach. R is for relevant. You want your goal to be relevant for yourself, not for anyone else. And time is time bound. You also want to have a clear deadline for your goal. By setting SMART goals, you break down a big dream into several actionable steps, and this really increases your likelihood of success. For example, instead of saying, I want to improve my wildlife photography, you could say, I want to take photos of 10 new bird species in 3 new locations within March. See how it's different? It's measurable, it's actionable, and I was falling. But you got the point. Now, after you make a list of your goals, you have to ask a question for each one of them. And the question is, why? Why do you want to achieve that goal? Do you have a good reason? And you should come up with a few reasons for each goal, because that will mean that that goal truly matters to you and it's not really influenced by other people or the environment around you. Then we move to the second question, which is how? What's the action plan to achieve that goal? The action plan should consist of the action that you should do in order to work towards your goal. Those are actions that you can practice almost every day if you want, but part of the action plan is also to be clear about the milestones, the intermediate steps that you can reach throughout the way. Now let's get personal. These are my 4 goals for 2025, and I'm going to break down there with the framework I just discussed. So goal number 1, sorting my photo archive, and this is a big one. Now, I've been doing wildlife photography for about 5 years and put together quite a big amount of photos. I had these also as a goal in 2024, and I did a good cleaning. I think that back then I deleted about 50% of the photos that I had stored until that moment. Then I got distracted along the way, so I didn't finish all the other steps that I wanted to do, but I'm determined to do so this year. Using the SMART framework, my goal is to store my photo archive by 31st of March, and the different steps that I will be doing are culling, getting rid of some of the photos, and I will also organize all the photos through rating, keywords, and the collections. Now, I want you to learn from my mistakes. Don't postpone this task until you have an overwhelming amount of photos, because then it will become harder. So my recommendation for you is to come up with a strong process, and also to become really hard when it comes to selecting photos. Now, I know that it's pretty hard, especially at the beginning. I felt really hard to delete photos because I was thinking maybe I will be able to edit it at a later stage. Maybe I will learn more and be able to save this photo. With time, I really learned to leave behind this mindset, because trust me, it's very unlikely that you're going to look through a photo taken years ago and reuse it. It's still possible, but the chances are small, and it's always a matter of compromise. So what's the benefit of having stored thousands of photos that overwhelm you and are really hard to scroll? Goal number 2, start a local wildlife photography project. This goal is about expanding my personal portfolio, focusing on a single or maximum 2 or 3 locations that are really local and working with very local species. I will not reveal much until now, but I think I picked already the species that I want to work with. In terms of SMART goals, the plan is to put together a comprehensive work featuring at least 20 photos of this species taken in 1 year. So I aim to reach this by the end of 2025. Goal number 3, collaborate with at least 2 conservation projects. Now, conservation is something that I'm extremely passionate about. I even went back to university to study wildlife conservation, and I'm excited to try to bridge my photography with conservation. By the end of the year, I would like to collaborate with 2 organizations to support their conservation efforts. And I really hope that this will work out because I really want this. Goal number 4 is practicing the intentional camera movement, also called ICM technique. Now, I am extremely fascinated by creative techniques, and I think it was already 1 year ago that I started to learn about ICM, and since then I started practicing it. I really love it and I enjoy the process. So now I decided to put this as a 2025 goal. I want to keep practicing, and I want to get to a point that I actually master the technique and apply it specifically to wildlife photography. So my goal is to produce at least 20 photos with the ICM technique I'm proud of. Now I can hear you say, I'm not good in thinking about goals, I don't have any ideas. So I put together a list of goals that you can use just as an inspiration. Now, in this list, I didn't put the time frame because that depends on your circumstances and on how much time you can use for wildlife photography. But whenever you really put down the goal for yourself, make sure to add the time frame. So to say by the end of the year, or by August, or within this month. For example, here are some goals to expand your portfolio. Photograph 10 new species in their natural habitats, or select a species and take for that one different type of photos. So a portrait, a behavior, a flight, small in frame, and a creative photo. Or for example, travel to 2 new wildlife destinations to photograph animals in different ecosystems, aiming for 5 new species from each location. Photograph 10 species in the same location throughout different seasons. If you want to focus on skills and your development, here are some suggestions. Master in-flight photos, shoot at least 20 bird photos you're proud of. Master panning, shoot at least 10 wildlife photos using this technique. Complete an online editing course and apply the new techniques to 20 wildlife photos. Read at least 3 books about photography. If you want to focus on your career, these are also some ideas. Win 1 international wildlife photography award, have 1 photo published in a photography magazine, or sell at least 2 wildlife photo prints. Now, I hope that with this video I convinced you about the importance of setting goals in wildlife photography, but it's also really important that they are specific, measurable, and achievable. Also, don't be afraid to dream big, but make sure to break down those big dreams into smaller, actionable steps. This will really help you not feeling overwhelmed and giving up along the way. And remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. So let's start 2025 with purpose and intention. Now, of course, I'd love to hear what your goals are. So make sure to drop a comment and let me know what you want to achieve in 2025. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure also to leave a like to the video, subscribe to the channel, not to miss the next ones. So here's to fantastic 2025, full of joy, adventures, and of course, amazing wildlife moments.